work at our national parks. Those are people who work on, the ag departments in farm bureau states. Those are people who are taking care of Medicaid and processing.
All right, y'all. So, while I'm not a, Elon lover, I can certainly see a good clip and share a good clip, and that's what we're going to do here. Scott Jennings is going to demolish the View host, Ana Navarro, and I'm so here for it, because some of these people, they talk so much. I'm not going to be the one to be like, well, maybe she has a point. No, y'all, I have no patience for some of these people. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Payments for people in red states like where Donald Trump lives. So we need to stop being so cavalier, Scott, about people and whether they're working or not, and how come they're so upset about getting an email, because these are people's livelihoods.
Because some are being cavalier. You have the privilege of
sitting here getting a six-figure paycheck from CNN.
And I have to show up every day. And I have to show up and earn it. And I have to show up and earn it.
As public servants, and they do the same.
And I have to show up.
And the fact that you assume that they don't is obnoxious and insulting to those people.
They're not showing up and earning it?
They're good.
Hold on.
Why are you assuming that they are?
Hang on. Hold on, Joe. Let me play for you, just because apparently you think that it's only Anna and Tara who are concerned about this. Here's John Curtis talking about this yesterday.
If I could say one thing to Elon Musk, it's like, please put a dose of compassion in this. These are real people. These are real lives. These are mortgages. It's a false narrative to say we have to cut and you have to be cruel to do it as well. We can do both.
There's nothing.
I mean, that is true. Let me just say this, okay? There's a lot going on with this Doge thing. You guys know that since from the rip, when I have been talking about this, I'm not comfortable with this Elon Musk that follows Trump around like a lost puppy. But believe me, he's not that lost. Constantly meddling and stuff. I'm just not comfortable with it, and I'm never going to act like I'm comfortable with it. And if people want to say that, oh, this is what are you on the left? Life doesn't work like that. Okay, let me tell you, the people on the top don't care if you on the left, right, center, wherever. They're gonna get whatever they want to get. Okay, I'm all about competition and all, but I'm not about infringement upon my personal life, going through my stuff and doing things. I'm getting weird letters. Let me just put it that way. I am. And not because, somebody's looking for Casey. There's stuff happening, okay? And I don't know what's going on in our government. And I'm not thrilled about it, okay?
Hold on.
Okay, wait a minute.
Joe and Scott and Tara, and we all cannot speak at the same time. But, okay, his point is, let's not be cruel. You can find out how people are performing on their job without sending a gimmicky email that is only going to get, you're going to get false positives. You're going to get people who are bad performers responding to the email and good performers not responding to the email. And what does that tell you, Scott?
The premise of your question is that there are thousands of federal workers who are lazy and dishonest. You're saying that if people respond, then they're trying to game the system of a gimmicky email. That's number one. And I don't necessarily believe that.
On the planet.
Okay.
There's
nothing.
That's not how you evaluate people, by asking them to send you a random email.
They're not being evaluated. They're simply being asked, what 5 things did you do last week? It is a simple question. And the fact that no one seems to want to answer it tells me
can we put this in context?
Now, see, I actually don't mind that. Like, ask them, what are you doing? You should have a report of what you've done. I mean, I don't think that's actually asking too much. If that's what the email is, I thought it was like emails of people just getting fired. But if they're just asking you, like, what are you getting done? That's normal.
Text though. This is after, just in the first few days of the administration, they received a buyout offer that then wasn't really a buyout offer. Then it was very confusing.
No, now, it's not. They got a buyout if they want.
There's colleagues all over the country being fired in a haphazard way. There's probationary workers being fired, supposedly for performance issues when nobody is actually evaluating their performance. Then this email goes out. Then the agency heads say, no, don't answer the email. Don't you find it don't you think it would be a little bit stressful right now to be a federal worker, to be a park ranger? Yes.
And there
to be a federal worker?
It's a hell of a lot more stressful than
this is episode number 175. Democrats dying.
Joe, Tara, and Scott, and Anna. Everybody, hold on one second.
Your colleagues fired. It is stressful to be working at the NIH.
That's a lie.
It is stressful to be.
Not one. Name one.
Elon Musk tonight.
I read it in the Miami Herald.
Now she does need to be quiet. I can imagine it is stressful. I'm not going to say and act like it's not. I don't think it should be done the way that it's being done. I don't like Ana Navarro, so like I'm just not. I don't. I'm sorry, man. These people are so divisive, right? Like, I mean, how divisive has she been on The View? Okay, so I'm not here, defending her. At what point did we need all these workers, right? There is an expansion, but it's like, who are we slashing? You know, like, how are we proving that these people need to be slashed, kind of question. If that makes any sense the way I'm saying it. But yeah, they should send the email. It's just, there's just a lot. I can't even front. I'm a little, you know, I don't want to say confused, but I guess you could call it that.
Hang on a second. Elon Musk tonight, just to add to the confusion about this, to be honest, he sent out another message on X saying the email requested was utterly trivial, as the standard for passing the test was to type some words and press send, okay? Yet so many failed even that inane test and urged on, in some cases, by their managers. Have you ever witnessed such incompetence and contempt for how your taxes are being spent? Makes old Twitter look good. Did not think that was possible. There was also some indication that maybe they might have more time. So
Elon
can they
also
get
put
their
out
story straight?
but he also put out a Twitter that said that, oh, Donald Trump now has given them a second chance for the people who didn't respond the first time, and that's the second chance. Like, first of all, let's get this straight. Elon Musk, no one elected him. Doge is a fake illegal operation that the courts will decide because it's in being litigated what they're doing. Also, people who are working at the federal government, the cruelty of this are people who have just graduated from college or just finished their master's or came from PhD programs, and now they're being told by NASA or by HHS or by NIH after they move their lives to wherever to be public servants, and they're told now, well, no, pack up, you gotta go. This is happening indiscriminately across our government. That is
Well, that's gonna make some people angry for sure. And you know, I kind of do want a little bit more anger in the country, so there's that. I can imagine that is a lot, right? I want to come back to this email. So it's not okay if they ask you for the email, even if Doge isn't real in your mind, you're working, you have to answer the email. It's just that simple. You do have to answer the email, okay? If it's a simple email to prove what you've been doing, if you can't come up with what you've been doing at work, then that's a problem. That is a huge problem. And I might, you know, look, I do not trust Elon, but I'll tell you this. If I pop up, if I'm running a business and you're supposed to have certain things, you're autonomous to yourself, but there are certain things that you're supposed to be getting done. And I just pop up with a pop-up audit and you can't instantly provide to me what you're getting done. What you're getting done doesn't even have to mean that you're like slaving away all day long. If you work smart, you can get all your stuff done early and then you could just play around all the rest of the day. But anyway, if you can't provide it to me right away, you do have to go. Because I caught you. You were caught slipping. So there's two ways to look at this. So if that's the case, I don't see it as necessarily the worst thing. I don't, in that kind of framework. But I'm just still wondering what this Doge thing is. I'm sorry. I'm not. It's not that I'm wondering. I'm actually trying. It's not that I'm wondering. I'm compiling facts to present. I'm going to start going live and presenting facts.
cruel, it's unnecessary, it's dangerous, and when our own agencies are telling us that malign actors, are we just ignoring that part?
Thinks it's cruel to get an email from your boss asking, hey, what did you accomplish?
Elon Musk is not their
boss. No one thinks that's cruel.
He works for the president.
No one thinks that's cruel. He is.
Does
He's
he?
appointed.
See, but that's that chick attitude. Was like, what are you not my boss? Look, it's not right. You know, it's not right. But he is now your boss. I didn't vote for it. You didn't vote for it. Trump put him on. I don't know what's going on. But in the meantime, that's not how you fight back. That is, don't give them the ammo. Answer, that is your boss. I don't like it. But you're not at liberty to fight back and say, I'm just not going to respond.
Or does the president work for him? I wonder who.
There's $271 billion
Joe,
of federal
you said
spending.
no one, but that's not the case, okay? Here's Lisa Murkowski, also a Republican senator. She says he should get to know each department and agency. She's talking about Elon and learn about the jobs he's trying to cut. Our public workforce deserves to be treated with dignity and respect for the unheralded jobs they perform. The absurd weekend email to justify their existence wasn't it.
We deserve a better accounting of the $271 billion we spend in a federal payroll.
Totally agree.
If someone cannot answer a simple
that's what
email,
Congress is
say,
for.
hey,
Actually,
are you
Joe,
alive?
that's
I'm here.
Congress's job.
Joe, I actually think you're 100% correct about that. There should be an accounting, but that's not this.
That's Congress's
Why?
job. That's the
This is a start.
inspector
No, it's
general's
not.
job that
It's
they
not.
fired.
It's Elon Musk's
How does
job.
No,
this
it's
tell
not.
you
He doesn't-
anything about what's going on with the government?
Can I
again?
Elon Musk knows
What is
nothing
it?
about
What
how
is
government runs.
What is it telling you,
The
Joe?
argument that this was gimmicky.
What is it telling you
is
about where the
okay.
money is
Yes,
being
this
spent?
was gimmicky. It's saying who is actually coming in. Lee Zeldin just required his workforce to come in on Fridays and Mondays.
That's not what we're talking about
hasn't
here.
but my point is that's something that hasn't even been thought of in years. And
You just acknowledged it was gimmicky by Elon Musk, like him going out on the CPAC stage with a chainsaw,
it's
jumping
gimmicky in the
around
sense
like
that it's a funny
like a
way of
buffoon.
saying who's even
When people's
reading their
lives are on the
emails.
line here, their
Who's even reading their
livelihoods.
emails?
All right, hold on.
Yeah, but you work for somebody, so they get to do that to you. I'm not, I'll give you my full answer on that there.
I think one other point, and this is the push and pull of when a Republican is the president. There's an attempt when a Republican's in the White House, Donald Trump or any other Republican, to argue that these federal agencies, federal workers, the bureaucracy, sort of can act independently or autonomously from the political leadership of the country. And that's what's happening here. That's why everyone is melting down. That's why the lady came on CNN today. They don't want to answer the email because they don't want to answer to the president. And the message from Trump and Musk is we have political leaders in this country.
That is true. That's true. And they're going to act like it's not. It's true because they said they like Elon's. I mean, she's sitting there saying it. She's like, Elon's not my boss. That Elon's not the boss. I'm sorry, but he is. You're not at liberty to say who's the boss and who's not. I'm questioning what's going on. I have the same questions too, but at the same time, he is your boss. And guess what? Coming with the chainsaw, it's like, oh, people's livelihoods are at stake. Yeah, he's running a business. He's not worried about all of that. That's, if I was to say like this is okay, like if I didn't have as many questions as I did, my questions are about the policies themselves and the regulations that they're slashing and how they're going to centralize the digital currency and everything under X and all of that. That's a different space or the live. Anyway, but on principle, if I'm your boss, you don't get to say I'm not your boss. You decided to come work here. You're working for somebody. Things change. You better go along with the change. It's just that simple. I asked you a question. You didn't answer. You got to go. I know how it sounds. I have that authoritarianism in me a little bit because I hated when at work, one person would make the mistake and then they would change the whole policy around that one person who made the mistake instead of at least educating the person who made the mistake so that they didn't make it again. But everything had to change in order because we didn't want to hurt feelings. No. So I get the premise of the email and everything. If this was a 100% trustable situation going on, I'd be completely down with exactly what happened here. And so since they're talking about it like this is kind of normal, fine, that I'm completely down with it. I'm not down with what's going on in the back end. I don't know Elon Musk. I don't know, I don't know. But if I'm clocked in, I got to send the email. I'll talk about him at home. I got to send the email. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.